episode of Indigenous Survival. I'm your host, Jeff Gibson. Talk about making homemade fire starters. Everybody knows about these ones that you can make or even buy, which is using the makeup white pads, taking your golf wax and lighter fluid, and then you dip these in there, you let them dry, and you got a great, and these are great little fire starters. I used them when me and my wife went camping, and they were really great. They got some wood that was a little iffy going. Of course, I also used another one I made that's basically the same stuff I had left over, and I used some sawdust from cutting and made a paste and made them into little blocks, and it works great too. I used a toilet paper tube to make a form, but you don't have to, and they work great too. But I just got done making my fish net, if you saw my other video, and I don't like to waste things. So I had a bunch of cord of the hemp rope or hemp twine left over. So all I did was I cut a bunch of it into pieces about this long, because I'm going to use this to make another type of fire starter. And the only reason for this is those makeup wipe ones, they work great. However, they don't fit in every little thing you got. Let's say you got the waterproof match case. Well, you can't really fit those in there. Even if you bend them, they still don't. They take up a lot of room. These, after you make them, you can cut them to any size you want. I just cut them this big to make it a little easier to dip them. But then you can trim them, put them inside your match case. Now you not only you got your matches, but you have your little fire starter to help get your fire going. So what I'm going to do is, if you haven't done this before, this is a standard golf wax. You buy it at Walmart. Look around for it, because they move the stuff all the damn time. Sometimes it says canning. Right here it says for canning, candle making, and many other uses. I've found this stuff not only in the canning part at some Walmarts, and actually the same Walmart, they'll move it from there and they'll put it in where the scented candle stuff is. They've moved it, my God, everywhere. I guess it depends on where in the hell some employee feels like sticking it. And personally, sometimes I like to tell them where to stick it. But
you can also get it
you can buy it about everywhere. But I found it at Walmart. It's like $3, $3 to $4 for 4 blocks. When you melt it, you get a bunch. Now, I did already melt this. So what I'm gonna do now is, they say if you go by the recipe, it says 50-50. I don't go 50-50. Yeah, if you kind of go by that recipe that a lot of people put on YouTube, it's like half and half, half the wax, half lighter fluid. I think that's just too much. I actually back it down a little bit on the lighter fluid, because I figured the match is going to do some of the job, so you don't have to have it 50-50. I just put enough in there. I did melt all 4, because if you put too much lighter fluid, it takes a while for this stuff to set. So what I do is I just go just enough. Because remember, just give it a kind of stir here a little bit, and it also is cooling down some, so it makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it the 50-50 thing. I find 50% lighter fluid to that is just too runny. I tried that before. I had to end up melting more wax to put in it because it was just way too runny.
Yeah, also.
So that should be more than enough.
Yeah, also burns too quick.
I mean, because considering you want it to harden, okay, too much lighter fluid, it ain't going to harden. And you can see on my stick, it's already kind of starting to harden a little bit. Yep. So really, that's about right. Like I said, the 50-50 lighter fluid thing isn't necessary. Then it's just simply taking your strips. Now, I left my multi-tool in the house, but I really don't need it. No, I don't need them. All I'm going to do is just use these kitty scissors Now I did line my table here with aluminum foil because so it won't stick. And just dip these in there. Let them drip.
You can do it multiple times too.
And that's just that simple. Now when these harden, what I'm going to get is these nice cords that will burn. They'll burn just like the, and actually they're a little bit better. Because why? Well, hemp is a natural cord, so is cotton. But, you know, I like these a little bit because the fact that, like I said, I can cut these down into smaller pieces that will fit in my match case. And what do I got? Well, when they'll fit in there easier, I got my match. I set my tinder up, take a piece of that, put it there, light, you know, now you got it going. And now just like that, it's about set up. Turn them around just a little bit. And like I said, they don't stick to the aluminum foil, so that's why I lined my table with it. And once they're set up, it's just like the round ones, but I can trim these down, put these in my match case. Now I have an extra source to help me get my fire going. So I'm going to take a pause for a second and do these up, and then show you how they work. Okay, now I just did all those. I'll show you here real quick. A few minutes, and you got a whole quart-sized Ziploc freezer bag full of fire. Well, I call it fire rope. I mean, so, and then the leftovers. If I get my wife to show you, I just mix some sawdust in the leftover, let it harden. I can include that in a Ziploc bag or into another little container. It adds for that. But yes, I'll show you how it works. We all know that the little discs work. And like I said, I'll get one out real fast. Inside those, you know, your waterproof waterproof match cases, this is not going to fit that easy. I mean, yeah, I could try to roll it up. It's really hard to do. But I can retrim this down just with a knife, and I can fit 15, 20 of those in along with matches in a waterproof match case. You're not going to do that with this. Even if you roll it up, yeah, it's not. But now, let's see how this works. Just standard strike-on box match. Maybe I ought to hold it a little bit. There you go. Now,
Do another one, fluff it up.
I could, but I mean, now obviously if you fluff it up or take and break it up, got another piece here. If you want to take and just kind of do this thing. But that will definitely burn long enough to get your fire going. And like I said, the only advantage it has over the others is the fact that you can trim it to where it'll fit inside your match case. Now you got your matches and a tinder set, a tinder starter. I mean, to you know, get your fire going. Like I said, now that stuff right there, that'll do about the same thing. I'm just letting it harden. I just pressed that out. Unfortunately, my fingers are covered over with wax, but you know, yeah, I can throw that. Now when that dries, I could break that up, throw that in a little Ziploc bag. Is that gonna be like a, you know, like, can you cut it? Probably not. But I can, you know, it's not gonna be a cube. It's not gonna be anything like that. It's just loose. But you can add a little bit of each. You're gonna have that down, get like this, like I just did with a match, put that on top of there with your tinder. You know, you will have a fire. So,
One had wood in it.
you know, and that's gonna burn quite a bit longer. It's gonna take something like this to get it going. But, you know, with that combination, just that, the match, and that right there, you can get a fire going even when it's soaking wet. I mean, of course, you would want to split your wood down to the, you know, make it thinner as possible. Of course, you should know that. So, anyway, stay tuned for the next video, and I hope you like this one. And remember, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.